Welcome to another tutorial. This is Lawson, and today we'll be taking the second practice test drawing, which you can see on the left side of my screen here. So let's get straight into it. I hope you've inserted your picture already. The link to the picture I'm using will be in the description, so you can click on the link and then you download it and you practice too as well. So let's get straight into it. We have three features here. We have this top feature here, the smaller circle here, and the one in the middle. So let's get straight into it. So first off, we're going to draw the bigger circle. So we take our circle to circle diameter, specify the base point, and give a diameter of 50. So 50 units. Press enter. Then we draw the smaller circle in there, the same circle command, but now we specify the center of that circle. So we move 10 units away. So you type 10 units, press enter, and then we'll give a diameter of 20 units. So 20, press enter. The next thing is to draw the smaller circle in that circle, and then you can see it's an offset of the 20 diameter circle. So we can use the offset tool, or you can draw a new circle. I prefer to draw a new circle. So specify the center, then we'll go for 8 units, press enter. The next thing is to draw the smaller circles in this array. The smaller circles in there, and then we can see that it's between the bigger one here and the smaller one, the very small one in the middle. So we'll specify a radius of a diameter of 14, then we press enter. So it's perfectly in the middle, and then we'll change the line type to we'll do that afterwards when we are done with the whole drawing. So the next thing is to draw the middle line, the line in the middle, the center line. So I want to make sure it passes through the center. Then I give it an arbitrary distance, press escape to snap out. The next thing is to draw the smaller circle at the very end here. Then with that, we specify a distance of 62 away from the center of the bigger circle. So I take my circle I snap here, then I specify a distance of 62 plus 10 because I'm taking it from the other circle. So 72. I press enter, and then I give the dimension of the circle. So the first one is 30. Then I use my offset tool. So I'm offsetting by a distance of 5 because it's half of. So I pick this, then I offset it. Now I'm going to draw the line that is passing through this top circle here, the circle at the top here. So with that, we are specifying an angle of 129. So we'll take our line to, we specify the first point, then you press tab, then you specify an angle of 129. You press tab again, and then it snaps. But then you see that it's snapping to the other side of the drawing. So we have to change the angle. So we just subtract it from 180. That will give us 51. Press tab and then we are good to go. So I'll just specify any distance, then I've drawn my line. So the next thing is to create another circle here, which is the same thing. So I pick my circle to pick your first point, and on the line specify 80. Press enter. So I pick my first one, which is 30. Press enter. Then I'll offset it by 5 because it's half of. Press enter. So the next thing is to complete the array of circles that we have here. So I'm going to draw the first circle and then I'll array it. The first circle is 3 diameter in 3 units in diameter, and there are 6 of them. So I'm going to draw the first one, then I'll array it. So here, specify the first point. Specify the diameter to be 3 units. Press enter. Then I'll use my array to select polar array. Select the object I want to array. Press enter. Specify the center. Press enter, and then by default we have 6, which is exactly the number that we need. Then we press enter to exit. The next thing is to draw the curve feature that we have here, and with that we are going to use the mirror tool and the offset tool, as well as the fillet. Okay, so we are going to offset the center line by 10 units, and then we'll trim it by 5 units, and then we'll trim it. So I have my offset to specify the offset distance to be 5. Press enter. I'll select the object, offset it here, press escape, and then I'm going to trim the size that we don't need. I'm going to trim this part, and then I'll erase the ones that we couldn't trim. So then we have our line. So now we specify a radius of 20 units away from the center here, and that will be the first arc that we'll draw. So I'm going to use my circle tool. You can use the arc tool as well. Let's use my circle tool. Specify radius of 20, and then the next one will be 15. Then I'll add my fillets of 2 units. So I take my circle tool. So from here, specify the first circle, which is 15 in radius. So I'll go for 30. Press enter. If you're using the diameter tool, you make sure you're having the calculations right. Then I go to the next center. I go to the next center and I specify a diameter of 40, which is the radius. The next thing to do is to add the fillets to the parts here. So I go to multiple, and then select the first object, second object, third object, the next two. And then I hit enter. You have to input the radius as well too. And then the next thing to do is just to trim the size we don't need anymore. So we press enter. Then we use the mirror to mirror the features that we have here. Mirror the features we've drawn. So we press enter. Specify the mirror line. And then we mirror it. We don't want to erase the source object. So the next thing to do is just to add the curves to the parts of the drawing. So with that, because it's a tangent radius touching the two, I have to use the tan radius because it's tangent to two circles. So I specify the first point of the tangent. Make sure it's in the quadrant that the circle is touching. Specify this point. Then I specify the second point, which is in this quadrant. Then I enter a radius of 100. Press enter, and then it touches both. So the next thing to do is just to mirror it because it's the same feature, but then I'll trim it before. So let's trim. Press enter. Trim this part. Enter. So then what you are just going to do is just to mirror this line. So let's use the mirror to select the curve, press enter. Then we select the center of these two, but then I have to check the auto mode off because it's going to worry us. Press enter. And then we go to the next one, the same procedure, but then now the radius is 50. So I specify the first point here. Specify the next point. And then enter radius of 50. Trim. And then we'll mirror it, the feature. And then we are done. The next thing is just to add dimensions to the drawing, which we'll do very quickly. So the first, we're going to add all the linear dimensions. So linear dimensions, we go to the first linear dimension that's between this and the point here. Specify it, then we'll bring it down to 62. I have presets my dimensions already, so they might be different from yours. So I have customized the dimensions. So the next one is 10. Then I'll go for the aligned dimension. Next one is 80. I think we are done with the aligned dimension. Then I'll go to the angular dimension. So between this and this, So 129. I'll put it there. Next thing is the diameter. So I select first part, first circle, diameter 30. Press spacebar to repeat. I'll do the same thing for spacebar to repeat. Then I do the same thing for this one. I think those are the only radial dimensions. Sorry, diameter dimensions. Then I go to the radius, specify this one. What's a hard sign? Okay. Then repeat the same thing for this. And then this side as well. So then I have one linear dimension here. Let me do it quickly. So between this, so and then I have one leader. I have one leader here. So 6 holes. I press, go to symbol, look for the diameter symbol. So 3. Press enter on PC, PC, D, 14. Press outside then. Let's edit the text here. So let's add the 2 times. And then we'll do same for so 2 times. And then the same thing for this one. And then that's it. We can also change the line, this line type to the center line. So center line. Change this one to center line. then that's it. You can add other features. You can insert center lines on the circle, whatever you want to. It's up to you, but basically that's it. That's the whole dimension and drawing of the practice test. So there's another practice test I've left in the description below. I've left another drawing, I've left another sample, so you can also try your hands on that and let us know what you think. Like, share the video, and practice. See you next time. Bye bye.